Hey guys, this is Moon from the Defect. I'm here to answer some questions that you guys have asked.
Let me breathe into your bones, whispering to bring you home. You're not alone.
All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Jacob asked, when did you first want to get involved with music and becoming a band?
Well, Jacob, if I'm being honest, I never really had a want to get involved in music in this sense and be part of a band. But if I am being honest, now that I have started it, I feel very privileged and very lucky and fortunate to have been given this opportunity to do so.
So, kind of going off that, Corey had a question that was, what led you to doing the Defect project? You've done vocals before on previous Browning work like Anti-Ascendancy, Skybreaker. What was the development that happened that made you say, okay, let's do an actual side project?
Well, this is going to be a bit of a letdown for you, but that was not me on Anti-Ascendancy and Skybreaker. That was a chick named Taylor from Kansas City. And what led us to wanting to do this project was Johnny from the Browning wanted to kind of take that melodic sound that is in Anti-Ascendancy and Skybreaker and kind of separate the heaviness and the melodicness and start a band that was pretty much straight melodic and have that sound that y'all like so much and carry it through with everything that we do. I think it's just a bit of a quinky dink that Taylor and I sound a bit similar.
Nader said, have you ever imagined getting into music as a child, youth, or adult, especially singing?
Well, Nene, no, I didn't. At least not in like a band musical singing type of way. A little fun fact secret is I actually always wanted to be one of my dreams was to be a choreographer, which is kind of funny because I literally have like no sense of rhythm at all. Um, but I just thought it would always be cool.
Who made you want to become a choreographer?
Christina Aguilera. She's pretty cool.
RJ asked, how are you preparing for your first tour and doing live performances?
I have been preparing for this by riding a stationary bike for a whole set and like really pedaling it out, sweating my balls off and singing, as well as doing squats for a whole set, running around sprinting for a whole set, and bouncing. So I've just been going ham, if you will. I will be unstoppable.
Griffo asked, how is your singing compared to when you started to now?
Well, Griffo, I think that I've really advanced, if you will. I found more of my voice and my vocal range and kind of figured out how to activate different parts of my vocal cords, which is really cool. And I guess it's just one of those things that comes with practice.
What do you think's the most important part of actually practicing?
Finding your vocal strength and being able to reach different tones and kind of experiment a little bit more. Uh, I think with practice comes strength, and that's like strength amongst like, like I said, like being able to carry out notes or being able to hit different notes and just being able to kind of find yourself a little bit.
Do you think that there's a difference between just like singing in the car and actually, singing into a recording?
Um, I mean, to me, it's almost kind of similar. The main difference that I can think about is like singing into a microphone and with headphones on and for recording is like you really hear yourself. Um, so it's like, you can be in the car and you can be like, yeah, I sound fucking good. And then you hear yourself like through the mic and you're like, ugh, bitch, you don't sound that good. And so, it can be kind of a rude awakening, but at the same time, it's just part of that like learning process and figuring it all out, I guess.
Dustin said, what song have you done that is your personal favorite and why?
Well, for the songs that are out to the public right now, my personal favorite would be Eternal because I really like the melody and the grooviness of it. I think it's really fun to dance to and it's super catchy. And we've got some songs coming out in the works and one of my personal favorites, it's called Lost in the Shadows. It's super super cool. It's dark and it's got a different edge and this grunginess. And fun fact about me, I'm a sucker for grunge. So I'm really excited for you guys to get this piece.
Kinda Shady has a three-part question. They said, what are some artists that inspire you?
Some artists that inspire me. Um vo- Vocally inspire me would probably be like Tattoo and Amy Lee from Evanescence and hmm, yeah, that's probably like the vocal inspiration. Then the musical inspiration is really anything I think from like the late 90s to the early 2000s in the grunge and like the feeling that it gives you kind of like like I really dig like kind of like the basement music, that sounds a little dirty and like oh, well they really didn't record that too well, but like really it's like an artistic choice. Like I really like that. And that I think kind of comes from a little bit of like cranberries and maybe a little above like Nirvana and stuff like that. Definitely one that I really dig is Pixies. And yeah.
Part two of Kinda Shady. What was your biggest hurdle?
My biggest hurdle, it would definitely be timing. Um, yeah, it's for whatever reason, it's like I don't think my brain really works that way. So like getting the timing down for like when to come in on this like the songs and stuff while recording is just really fucking difficult for me for some reason. But, learning process. It's all about the process.
And then part three of Kinda Shady. Who would you collaborate with if given the chance?
Ooh. Hmm. Well, it could be cool to do a collaboration with like Stevie Nicks because she's really cool. Or Tattoo. I think that that would be a really cool mix. Or, throwing it out there, Miss Amy Lee would be pretty sweet. So those would be tight.
Dark Raven said, what is your advice to any new artist that's trying to make a name?
Well, Raven, I can't really give you an answer from like a professional standpoint because honestly, I'm not a professional. I can give you like my opinion, and that would be to really just be authentic and be yourself because it seems to me like there's too many people in the industry and in the world that aren't their authentic self and they kind of get lost in what they think they're supposed to be or what they're supposed to look like or they're supposed to do or what they're supposed to sound like. And it's like just be yourself, just like do what feels good to you, do what feels right to you, do what makes you happy. Like if you find a sound and it's like, oh well, that's not what you know these mainstream artists sound like or whoever's popular sounds like, it's like good, like you want to sound like yourself and thrive off of that, not off of somebody else. So just be yourself.
Business Club asked, what other music artists are in your playlist rotation?
Ooh, I got quite the genre of music in my playlist rotation. It goes anywhere from Peeling Flesh and Body Box to fucking Fleetwood Mac, Led Zeppelin, um, Nirvana, Pixies, Tattoo. Um, it's really like all over the place. It even goes like a little to like Elvis Presley and like stuff like that. I like it all pretty much except for like country. unless it's like Willie Nelson or like Johnny Cash. Classics.
Sabrina says, do you prefer baby dill pickle spears, or dill pickle holes?
Well, it's a bebop. I try not to discriminate against pickles because I think that that's wrong. But if I were to have to choose a pickle to come home with me, it would definitely be a spear.
Now, we got some questions from our private Discord server. The Discord link will be in the description. One coming in from Uncle Hot Rod. He says, what do you enjoy most about making music?
What do I enjoy most? Probably the creativity of it, being able to express yourself and maybe like your thoughts and stuff. Like I really enjoy getting down on some of like the lyrics and stuff like that because I really like poetry. Um I like to be able to express myself and almost kind of leave myself a little bit vulnerable for other people to like listen to and kind of see how they feel about it or whatever. I know it's probably weird, but I like it.
Nader said, will there be songs of only you singing?
Oh, nay. Yes, ma'am. And we actually have one coming up. It's called Broken Minds. I hope you enjoy it.
In-game Tony says, how many tattoos do you have and how much did they cost?
Oh, Endgame. I've got a lot of tattoos. It would probably be easier to tell you how much space I have left. I have a, a decent portion of the back half of my body left. So I would say I'm about half covered. And the cost on them is a lot. If you would like to fund some of these tattoos, throw down on it, baby.
What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
My favorite tattoo that I have. Uh well, I really like the crescent on my chest, but I also really like the rat fink on my leg and my Anarchy tattoo.
You gave that Anarchy tattoo to yourself,
I did. I tattooed that Anarchy.
just like an anarchist would.
Yeah. Fuck the man.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
That's a pretty broad question. Like ready for
Taco Bell. We're going to Taco Bell.
fuck yeah, I'm ready for Taco Bell.
No, are you ready to, because you don't know what this could become,
Yeah,
you know?
I don't. I know what I want this to become. I know what I've been manifesting and I know what I think that this will become. And yes, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to hopefully be a positive influence for people in kind of a dark fucked up world and show people that you can do anything and you can be who you want and you fucking rock. So, yeah, I'm ready.
And last question. This is from Uncle Hot Rod. What's your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment like ever?
Yeah.
I would say my biggest accomplishment ever would be probably getting sober and having our beautiful daughter, my little tiny dancer.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good. So, I think that we should do another interview like this again. I want to hear more of your guys' thoughts and questions. Go ahead and comment down below any questions that you might have. I'd love to read them and answer them for you. Go ahead and go on over to thedefect.com/tour and check out our tour dates and see if we're coming anywhere near you. I'd love to meet you guys and I'd love to have a good time with you guys. So, right on.